All right, so today we are diving into a piece of hardware that, honestly, it sounds more like a forgotten password than a product.
Ah, yeah. The Kramer CLS-AOCH 60F197.
That's the one. But it's actually the unsung hero for a lot of high-end video setups, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's a high-performance solution for a classic headache,
Hmm.
moving massive amounts of data. We're talking 4K video over distances that would usually make a standard cable just choke.
Right, because this is not your 3-foot cable connecting a game console to the TV. This thing is 60 meters long.
Which is, what, 197 feet? It's huge.
Exactly. And the whole mission for this deep dive is really to figure out how they push a perfect signal that far without it all just falling apart.
And falling apart is the perfect way to put it. I mean, if you've ever tried to run a normal copper HDMI cable more than, say, 25 feet, you've probably seen what they call the digital cliff.
Sparkles on the screen drop out.
Or just a black screen, nothing. Copper just runs out of steam because of electrical resistance.
Which brings us to the specs. Because this Kramer cable claims 4K at 60 Hz with 4.4.4 chroma sampling. Now, for anyone who hasn't lived in AV forums, that 4.4.4 number is a big deal.
It's a very big deal. It means zero color compression.
Full, unadulterated signal.
Exactly. Every single pixel gets its own unique color data. Trying to send that much information down a nearly 200-foot copper wire is, well, it's basically physically impossible without some huge clunky signal boosters.
So Kramer kind of cheated physics by not using only copper, and that's where the AOCH part of the name comes in, right? Optical hybrid.
That's the secret sauce. It's a hybrid design. They mix standard copper wire, which they use for power, and some low-speed data with OM3 fiber optic strands for all the high-speed video.
So we're talking about light, not just electricity.
We are. And this is where the engineering gets. I mean, It's just so impressive. Inside the connector head, which looks like a totally normal HDMI plug, they've packed an OE converter, specifically a 4-channel 850-nanometer VCSEL array.
VCSEL, that's vertical cavity surface emitting laser. So they've basically shrunk a fiber internet terminal into a plug the size of your thumb.
That's a perfect way to think about it. It takes the electrical signal from your source, like a computer, fires it as pulses of light down the fiber, and then converts it back to electricity at the display.
And because it's light, there's no attenuation. So the signal at foot 197 is identical to the signal at foot 1.
Identical. And there's another huge benefit.
Interference.
Exactly. Light doesn't care about electromagnetic interference. If you run this cable through a ceiling next to, I don't know, power lines or fluorescent lights, a copper cable would act like an antenna and just soak up noise. Fiber is totally immune to all that EMI and RFI.
You know, what gets me, though, is the physical design. You'd think something with lasers and fiber inside would be really bulky or fragile. This thing is only 4.5 millimeters thick.
Thinner than most of the standard HDMI cables you probably have at home. And it has a bending radius of just 20 millimeters, so it's incredibly flexible for installers.
Speaking of installers, I noticed another feature that seems less about convenience and more about liability. The LSHF jacket.
Ah, low smoke and halogen free. Yeah, this is a massive deal for compliance.
Fire codes.
For fire codes. If you're running any cable behind a wall or in a plenum space like above a drop ceiling, you can't just use anything. Standard PVC cables, when they burn, they release this thick, toxic black smoke.
Which is a huge safety hazard.
It's a hazard and an insurance nightmare. So an LSHF jacket means you're up to code. It transforms the cable from just an accessory into a professional building material.
And on the professional side of things, what about the connectors? They're called K-lock connectors.
I love these. It's a simple idea. They have this little retention mechanism that adds about 15 pounds of restraining force.
So it won't just accidentally fall out if you move the TV?
Never. It's such a common headache, and this just solves it. It's 24K, gold-plated peace of mind.
And it seems to tick every other box, too. HDR, HDCP 2.2, ARC, CEC, the whole alphabet soup is there.
It is. Audio-wise, it supports PCM 8-channel, Dolby True HD, DTS-HD master audio. It's a full, complete pipe for everything.
Okay, but we do have to talk about the price. It's listed for around $350. That feels pretty steep for a cable.
It sounds steep for sure until you think about the context. This is an install cable. If you put a cheap $20 cable behind a wall and it fails 6 months later,
you have to tear the wall open to replace it.
You're paying for demolition. So you're not just buying a cable here, you're buying insurance against that cost. For a critical install, like in a hospital or a university lecture hall, reliability is the only thing that matters.
So the takeaway seems pretty clear. The Kramer cable gives you the incredible distance and bandwidth of fiber optics, but with the plug-and-play simplicity of a normal HDMI cable.
It hides all the complexity of how it works, so you can just focus on what you're seeing.
It's a great reminder, we obsess over the TV's resolution or the camera's sensor, but we almost never give credit to the pipe in the middle.
The highway carrying the data.
Exactly. And this cable proves that highway running on literal lasers and gold is every bit as sophisticated as the devices it connects.
A truly vital link in the chain.
And that's all for this deep dive. Thanks for listening.